It's March, early March. 13th, really. Way warmer than it's supposed to be. 73 degrees outside right now. Turkeys are gobbling, well, somewhere. Deer drop their antlers. And we're going hog hunting. A friend of mine's place down here in central Georgia, East Georgia. It's a dairy farm. Got plenty of hogs, man. So he says that 1/3 of his corn that he grows every year for his cows is eaten by the hogs. They actually live inside the cornfield. They don't even leave. So anytime that I'd like to hunt, he says, come on down. So that's what we're doing today, hog hunting. I hadn't been down here in a while, but we'll just kind of hang out till dark and see if any of those little squealers come out. Now, I don't shoot the big ones. No. I shoot the little ones. They taste a whole lot better. Big green egg is the place to put them.
O'Neill Outside is presented by CVA. It's just a better gun.
The hogs aren't going to come out till later, but I like to kind of ride around, kind of get the feel of everything. Sometimes, I know the last time I was here, big red hog was over there at 3 in the afternoon. It took off, of course, but as we tried to stalk it, I know there's some places back in this direction that probably they'll be coming out. It's kind of reliable. But I thought we might ride around, get the lay of the land a little bit, and take a look around. You never can tell, one of these big old fellas might be out in the field. I know the owner told me there was a big hog back in that direction with the cows the other day. So let's ride around a little bit and see what we see.
O'Neill Outside is brought to you by Bass Pro Shops, your local Toyota dealer, Rockwell Tools, the Whitetail Institute of North America, the Game Saver Food Saver, Real Tree Camo, Bojangles, and Conus Optics.
You might remember a show Travis did a few years ago on this farm. It was middle of the late in the afternoon like this, before dark. And he went into this bottom right over here in that direction along a creek. And I think he killed 3 or 4 in the afternoon, just reloaded and kept shooting and kept shooting. So even though we know where some are probably coming out in that direction, what do you say? Let's go back that way and just kind of walk through real quiet and see if we can spook some up. I'm willing if you're willing. Let's go. I'm gonna set this thing on low. Anything's gonna be close by. Turn the variable down low. Let's take a walk down the swamp here. Midday, like now, before it gets dark, the hogs are probably back in this swamp. They sleep, lay up. And here is obviously a path where they're going in and out of this, into this wheat field to feed in the evenings. In that direction. We're going to walk down further and see if I can find another one like this that was maybe used a little more. We're going to take a walk back through there and see how it turns out. Hogs. Well, that was about a 45-minute stalk all down through there, covered in hog sign. Oh man. Saw jump 5 whitetails, but no hogs. But I can sure see where they're just pouring out of here in the afternoons. Isn't it funny how you go back to the same places over and over again? It was in that swamp right back down there that Travis killed his biggest ever. You've seen it lots of times, but it's worth seeing again. This was a 500-pounder. I'm gonna go get in the truck. We'll take some further look around. But you watch this.
I think I found where they're coming in. They just sprigged soybeans out here. These hogs, they've been using this trail. Something's been using this trail, but I can see mud on some trees down there, so I'm pretty sure it's hogs. This is Hogs Central right here. This looks even better than the spot we were at last time. There he is, right there, right there. 2 or 3 of them coming. Big black one, right there, monster. Wait. Dude, there's a 350-pounder. Did you see it? No, no. I see the bushes. I think that's a big one. You see it? I was waiting on the big one in the back to give me a shot. It was probably at 350, maybe 400. It was huge. Oh, there it is, right there. Those hogs didn't go far. The big black one didn't run off with them. Let's wait, get ahead of them. I don't see him. Okay. Dude is so thick. I know. And you couldn't hardly see that. But I believe that was that big pig. They busted on us. The only reason I took that shot is they spooked. Spooked on us a while ago. Didn't know how much longer he was gonna stay. But I'll show him to you here in just a second. I'm gonna reload and we'll walk up. My new Acura MR 50 cal. Dang, that's a dang fish. One pig.
Well, that walking through the swamp worked for Travis, but it didn't work for O'Neill. It just never turned up anything, and before the pigs ever came out, it was pitch black dark. So, we're back, and I'm staying this time. I'm gonna walk right over that hill, and when they come out, I'm gonna be there. Yes, I am. This is a working dairy farm, and well, I've told you before, I'm going to tell you again. Jim told me he loses half of his corn to hogs. On one field last year, he lost all of his corn to hogs. It's been 2 weeks, the wheat's coming up, they have lots to eat, but we found a place, yes I did, I found a place that they're coming out. And if they come out at dark, I've got a trick. You got to see this. Great big red hog. Well, I hope you got a look at him. And I got to tell you, I messed up. I had him at 80 yards. I was afraid the camera couldn't see him, but the camera could. And I tried to get just a little bit closer to get around that corner. When I did, he was gone. That's about a 400-pounder, big red hog. I hope you saw him. Maybe I'll see him again, but he either winded us or just ambled off. Rats. We'll see him another day. Have you become a hog hunter yet? You really should take it up. And here's a real goofy tip, but it really works. Let me tell you a story. It was last springtime that Travis and I were hunting, and we had it all set up. The landowner had called. He said, "O'Neill, I've got these hogs coming in. I'm putting wheat out for them." It's a dairy farm, so I've got wheat out. They're just coming in like mad, because every time I go by there, all the feed is gone. Travis and I got there early. One hog came in and ate it all. What do you do about that? All right, here's the tip now. Get a post hole digger. Dig a hole about 3 feet deep and fill it up with feed. They'll have to take turns. More than one will show up to get his share, and they'll stay longer. Don't throw rocks at me until you tried it. And that's your CONUS hunting tip of the week.
There's more O'Neill Outside coming up. But first, let's thank our sponsors. Year One, Georgia Power, Bug Band Repellent, Solar Bat Signature Sunglasses, Southern Link Wireless, Hodgdon Powder, O'Neill Outside Spices and Seasonings, and ExploreGeorgia.org, the official Georgia tourism and travel site. Now, let's join O'Neill for this week's Big Green Egg wild game and fish recipe.
Today's recipe on the Big Green Egg is one of the great combinations, and I have two things to tell you about. First of all, the recipe itself. It's called Tim's Tasso. Now, what I have here is a Boston butt, and I've cut it into strips of about 1 inch by 4 inch, and I have a whole great mound of ingredients here that you'll get it off the recipe. I can't remember them all at once, but you can and get it off the recipe pages off of O'Neill Outside and the Big Green Egg. I'm going to mix this up very heartily. I mean, it's going to be covered, and this takes a long time, and it brings up the next feature and the next topic for the egg. Now, I'm going to put this in the refrigerator. Let me show you what it looks like, and I will soak this or marinate, or I'll store it, okay, overnight in the refrigerator. And it looks like this when it's been in the refrigerator overnight. How does this apply to the egg? The egg here, this egg has on it a digital thermostat. It's called a DigiQ, and it'll maintain this temperature for hours and hours and hours. I've been cooking on the egg with Boston butts and things of that nature for sometimes 18 and 20 hours, and this sets it just right, okay? So I'll cook this for 7 hours on the egg and at this constant temperature. Think about that when you're at deer camp or whatever. You can put something on in the morning, and then you can come back 10 hours later, for goodness sake, and it'll be cooking. So this will maintain 250 or thereabout, so it cooks and cooks and cooks and cooks. Now, this Tim's Tasso, after it's cooked on the egg for that period of time, this goes into something else. This goes into baked beans and barbecue and all sorts of other dishes. I'll take it off after it's cooked. I'll put it in a Game Saver bag and freeze it. And believe me, when I open this up to add it to other recipes and other dishes, it's just like it came off the Big Green Egg. Now, you can get the recipe and this setup and the DigiQ's information by going to o'neilloutside.com, biggreenegg.com. There's nothing like cooking on the egg, believe me. Time for the CVA guest book this week from Ronald Hagler in Sanford, North Carolina. And he talks about skinning a hog. Is anything special to it? Do you skin it? Do you shave it? And so on. Just do the way you would ordinarily do any kind of wild animal that you kill. I would just skin it and dress it out. But it gives me the opportunity within the subject to tell you and recommend that you always put them in your hunting pack now, put them in your backpack. You wear latex gloves all the way up both arms, because many hog diseases are transferable to you. It's better to be safe than sorry. If you'd like to be awarded a CVA muzzleloader, go to o'neilloutside.com. The CVA guest book right there on the home page. If we use your question or your comment or the subject on the air, CVA will send you the muzzleloader. I tracked a hog out of this spot right here where they've been feeding. Tracked him down into those woods down there, and I lost him. I'm confident the pigs are going to come out right along in here somewhere. Of course, I don't know which direction, but I'm set up right here because I've got the wind in my face, and the sun's at my back. And no matter where they come from, if they come in there, I'm going to be able to see them. It's just about 90 yards in there where I expect them to be if they come in and stop. This is a good spot. Right there's 3. Take the one on the right. One on the right, as soon as he gets still. There you go. Oh yeah, he's slowing down. That was just about 90 yards. Let's go over there now. We worked for that one. Let's go find him. He can't have gone far. There he is. There he is right over there. See him? Oh man. Mighty fine. That's a good one. And that's okay. That's just about right. That's exactly where I had it placed. 300 grain bullet. He ran less than 100 yards. You've got to try hog hunting. It's marvelous. It's a lot more fun than deer hunting. All right, old buddy boy, you're not far from the truck. Now, I want to show you something. CVA 50 caliber MR with a Bergara barrel, the nitride barrel. What a great combination. Funny looking light, isn't it? I'm gonna go back up, turn this light on, and hunt in the dark. Let's go get this guy up. What do you say? Want to? There's nothing like a successful hunt. There you are. Closed captioning for O'Neill Outside is brought to you by Timbuktu Outdoors, making fishing and hunting convenient and ever more successful.